Hi, my name is Naomi, and I'm the creator of Two and or Four, who provides products for your two-legged loved ones and your four-legged loved ones. I recently got into sublimation, and I really love it, with the exception of its limitation to polyester fabric. I watched a video that Mr. Crafty Pants did, and it was using pet film in place of sublimation paper, and using DTF powder, and you would be able to sublimate on cotton. So we're going to try that today. So we're going to use the pet film, and we are going to try and sublimate on cotton. And as a comparison, I will sublimate on 100% polyester. So I'll be doing 100% cotton and with the pet film, and 100% polyester with the regular sublimation paper. I'll also be doing sublimation on copy paper. I just want to see how the three of them stack up against each other. So let's get started. So I'll be using my Epson EcoTank 15,000 to sublimate, and the pet film, which is also called Inkjet transparency film. But you have to be careful because not all of them are PET. This is the one that Mr. Crafty Pants used. I'm going to give it a try and see how my printer does with it. I use Inkscape, and the image that I'm going to try to use is my logo, my rainbow logo, because it has lots of color, and I think that'll give us a fair sense of how this all does. So I'm going to go ahead and send the image to print, or images. And in the package, it says printable side is face up in the package. So I think I got it face up because, of course, I didn't read that until after I had taken it out of the package. And we'll see what happens. And let's see if the printer, who I have kind of called Mr. Fussy Pants, will like it. So we're going to go ahead. In the meantime, what I did was I have a sheet of parchment paper, and I just took a plastic box that I had laying around. It's a scrapbook case, and I am going to use the powder, and this is the powder. At the time, they did not have the one that Mr. Fussy Pants used. Mr. Fussy Pants, Mr. Crafty Pants used, and so I had to purchase this one. We'll see if that's going to make a difference. And right now, Mr. Fussy Pants is not liking the transparency, so we're going to try this again. So the first time it did not go through. So I am doing what Crystal at designbundles.net suggested, and that was putting it with a regular piece of copy paper in the back and using some tape along the top to keep it together and see if that'll work. I'm also going to change my settings for printing to letting it decide which one it wants. Auto select, which is something Mr. Crafty Pants suggested. So auto select, I'm going to say okay, and now I'm going to say print. And what's it going to tell me? Which one? Okay, so it seems to want the paper tray. So, it figures I put this wrong. Okay, so it goes face down. All right, so it did print, put in the piece of copy paper behind it. It chose to do it out of the paper cassette. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of the tape, and I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to point the camera down. I'm going to open up the DTF powder and the adhesive, and I've already set my heat press to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am going to cure this after I put the powder on for 1 minute. What I'm going to do is 30 seconds, and then I'm going to rotate it and do 30 more seconds. Okay, so I put the transfer in the scrapbook case, which will now become my DTF powder case. And I am going to open the DTF powder and put some on as recommended. Oh, hold on 1 minute. There goes my heat press telling me. Now we will be using the heat press, but we're only going to hover over it to cure it. I could use my new sublimation oven, but honestly, I haven't even set it up. I mean, I took it out of the box, but I haven't really read on how to use it and so forth, so I'd rather not do that. And I'm trying to follow what Mr. Crafty Pants said to do. All right. I just happen to have a scoop thing. I'm going to take a scoop of the powder, and I'm going to just sprinkle it on the sheet, and then that will become a DTF scoop. And I am going to just kind of go back and forth on it to coat it. And hopefully that will do it. And I kind of feel like maybe I didn't get enough. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take, I had put a piece of parchment paper inside of the scrapbook case. I'm going to sprinkle this again, and I'm going to lift this up, put my parchment paper back in, and just kind of make sure that I really do coat it. I think this time I got it. Okay. And then, I am going to take it over to my heat press, and I am going to do 30 seconds and then rotate it 180 degrees and do 30 more seconds. Now this is just a hovering. Don't put the lid down all the way on it or you'll ruin both your heat press and your transfer. All right, so here we go. All right, so I have my transfer down on a piece of parchment paper underneath just to protect my heat press. And like I said, I'm going to do 30 seconds and then rotate it 180 degrees and do 30 more seconds. So I'm just hovering it. I'm not closing it. Oh, almost closed it there. All right, that was 30 seconds. Now I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, and I'm going to do 30 more seconds. And let's see what happens. And then we'll take a look at it and we'll decide whether we need some more time. See if the adhesive actually melted. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm still feeling like it needs a little bit more time, so I am going to this time rotate it 90 degrees. All right, I think I'll rotate it 180 degrees again. And do one more time. And that'll be it. We'll see what we get. Okay. Hopefully that will have done. I'm not positive that that did it. I'm going to put my heat press to 385, and I'm going to go ahead and put this powder back into the bag because they say you can reuse it. So that's what I'm going to do. Just spill it back into the bag. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the bag. And I'm going to close this, and this is now my container for DTF adhesive, and will not use it for anything else. And I'll put it aside. So what I have here is 100% polyester fabric and 100% cotton. Both are white, And what I'm going to do is cut off approximately a 12 by 12 square on each of them, and we'll see what happens. All right, maybe a 10 by 10 square. It really doesn't matter. It's just to give some surface. Okay, so I have my 2 pieces of fabric. I'm waiting for my heat press. I have my images, and we're going to see what happens. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press the cotton one now. Just again for like 10 seconds, just get moisture out. And then I'm going to take the pet film ones and I'm going to put it down on there, and then I'll just tape it down. Now there's a discrepancy. Some say cold peel, others say hot peel. I'm just gonna see what happens, and take it from there. All right. I know Mr. Crafty Pants did not use parchment paper on top, but it bothers me. So I'll take that into account if I have any issues. So here we go. And that's going to go for 90 seconds. All right, so the 90 seconds are up. I've put on some heat gloves. This piece of parchment paper seems perfectly fine. And because I've been following Mr. Crafty Pants, I'm going to do what he did, which was a hot peel. So let's see if I can get it with the gloves. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to wait for it to cool down. I am going to put it aside to cool down, and then I'm going to try the cold peel and see what happens. So we'll come back in a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to turn off my heat press because the room gets really hot. All right, so I decided to do a cold peel. So now let's see what we have. And this is happening because I didn't clean off the transfer, and I would do that. All right, so maybe Mr. Crafty Pants is right, and I should do it in a hot peel. Yeah. So I didn't take off the adhesive in between And I think I would do a hot peel as Mr. Crafty Pants suggested. So I'm going to try this again. And now I'm going to go ahead and place these transfers. And I may have problems because I did not follow the step of clearing away the powder from the areas that there's no print on. So, and that's my fault. The other thing I did want to mention is the sublimated ones on regular polyester or copy paper and sublimation paper are mirrored. The ones using the PET ink transfer are not, because you're actually using the transfer to put it right on as opposed to having to turn it over with the sublimation. Okay, I forgot to put this underneath. And I want to put it further in. I'm going to tape them down. I'm only going to put one piece of tape on these. It really is a small, I'm just doing my logo, which is a 2-inch logo. So it's small. All right. So again, we're going to let this go for 90 seconds. And then we'll see what happens. So I've got some powder on here. Now I really see the value of taking off any excess powder that you can. All right, so we're gonna let that go for 90 seconds. All right, we're just waiting. We have 20 more seconds to go. I'm going to go ahead and put on my heat resistant gloves since I'm going to do a hot peel on these. All right, here we go. Let's see what we've got. Kind of hard to peel when you're wearing gloves. Not good at all. All right, I'm gonna let it sit for and cool. All right, so cold peel. Let me show you. So this is what I got when I did a cold peel on it. It's really faded and so forth. So next we're gonna see, I'm going to let it cool. I'm gonna take it off the heat press, let it cool, and then we'll see what we get. All right, so we're gonna do a cold peel on the cotton. And I know it's gonna be hard to peel because I did not follow directions and brush off the adhesive, so it's stuck to everything. So no, I'm not finding that this is working for me. So I think that this still needs some perfecting. But I really do hope that they do perfect it. I will press that for the 15 seconds they find. In the meantime, so the PET transfer one did not work for me. I still need to go press it. Part of it I think was my fault because I didn't cure the adhesive enough And I also didn't take the adhesive out of the areas that did not have ink on it. So I'm gonna try, and the next time I'm gonna cure it in my sublimation oven. But so far, that's not working for me, and that's something I would use. Now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna keep you updated on the inkjet transfer one. I'm gonna try different things and see if I can make that work. I don't know if it was the DTF powder. I'll try to get the brand that they used, because I believe now it's in stock. And I will keep you posted. So my name is Naomi, and I'm the creator of 2 and 4. If you like this video, I really would appreciate your giving it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I would hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post a new video. Thank you.